Hi Homeschoolific family, this is Diana of Homeschoolific, and today I'm going over my 2021-2022 school year for my third grader, what we're using. And so if this is your first time here, please like and subscribe, and I'm going to go ahead and let you know what we're using. I guess up front I should tell you that for my third grader, not everything I'm using is necessarily for a third grader. So, but I'll explain as I go. So we use a blend of things. For his language arts, we use Abeka, and I do the videos for the language arts portion. So this is his phonics and language, and you will notice this is grade 2. Abeka's a bit rigorous, so when we started him in it, even though he was technically first grade, I decided to do kindergarten, and it's worked out well. I like that we did. Some people do that, and some people find that their child stays up just fine. In hindsight, I think he probably would have been fine. One of the things I love about Abeka, it goes all the way back pretty far and then brings him up. But we're in no hurry, so why not, you know? And by birthday, he actually would be second grade. I should mention that. By birthday, he actually would be second grade because his late birthday. He's after the September mark. But I did school with him because he was ready. It's just how he is. He was ready. So spelling and poetry. And one of the things I do like about Abeka is their colors. I have done a Abeka review with emphasis on the second grade if you would like to check that out. We are happy with the results. It's why we keep doing it. I am on the fence if I'm going to use it for next year or not, and I will let you guys know if I do change, but we do enjoy it. Writing and phonics. My dog, she's moving around. Writing and phonics, or writing with phonics. This one's a good one too, because they're writing with the words that they're already using. This is why I'm a fan of using a language art program completely, because for me, I like it when the words that we're learning elsewhere is used throughout the language arts system. That's kind of a big thing for me. Other people feel differently, but I find that I didn't love mixing and matching. If I'm doing a language arts program, I do that language arts program completely. And I might add stuff, but I won't mix it up too much. So there's that. And then he has these books that he reads, and they're really good. And what he is loving, which I had never paid attention to, is how the pictures are getting more mature. And so he's always saying, oh, they're not smiling, or they don't look goofy. And so that was something that I thought was really cool that they pay attention to. He has finished this book, but I'll show you like this one here. You can see how they really go higher, and they actually start reading chapter books in this lesson, in this one as well. And so that's been really cool. It's been really cool. That is what we use from Abeka. I was using the Abeka map as well. And so I was not doing those videos unless I needed to use it as a supplement, because he always loved for me to teach it. It's kind of in the senses with my kids, they prefer when I teach them math. And math usually, I mean, I have a lot of tactile things that I'm using, but Lavanda's kids use teaching textbooks, and they've been very happy with teaching textbooks. We have used it in the past, and for some kids it worked well, and others not as much. Not because it didn't work well itself, just because sometimes my kids on a computer by themselves can be, you know, a little something special. Anyway, they've done some modifications, and so I decided to try it out. And my son, my third grader, he's just been wanting to do it so much. And Lavanda, knowing him, she says, well, put him in the 4th grade one. And I'm like, really? You think so? I'm like, because you know he's doing second grade Abeka. I mean, you know, she's like, yeah, I've seen the work he's doing. Put him in the 4th grade one. Because just like Abeka, it goes all the way back really far, and then like gently move the kids up ahead. And so we've been using it, and I'm going to do a review in January about it to let you guys know fully, because I want to have more time. We've only been using it for about a week or two, And so this was a brand new switch over to teaching textbooks. And I'm not even sure if it's a complete switch right now. So prior to this last 2 weeks, he'd been using Arithmetic 2 with Abeka. And I've got pages that I will show you in the review if you want to watch my review on Abeka. And I have no complaints, except for, as you will see in my review, is that homeschooling in a homeschool style versus a school at home style are two different things. And it's so much more setup work for a person to do the homeschooling, the school at home. So that sounds probably kind of confusing, and maybe I should, talk in depth, like do a video talking in depth about that. You guys let me know if that's something you're interested in. But different styles of schooling can cause more or less setup time, things like that. And I think that math is done better with more hands-on things early on, and so I don't really have a problem with that. But to use their system the way it's designed, and it's very effective, don't get me wrong, it's a very effective system. It just takes a lot of setup work. And so with the teaching textbooks, I'm not having that. I am adding to it just because math is important to me very young. Like, I really want kids to get it very young, because I find that if they get it good young, they don't struggle in algebra later. And so that's important to me. So yeah. Anyways, I'll let you guys know, check in January. I will have a review letting you guys know what I think about teaching textbooks. So you'll be on the journey with me. We also do Sunlight for history, but lightly. The focal point for Sunlight was really for my 9th grade, but when we purchased it, he was 8th grade. So we've just been using it for 2 years. Sunlight's awesome like that. And he, my 3rd grader, he loves the books. He loves everything about it. So we, he just does it with us. And we're in the Eastern Hemisphere. So he's been learning about the different cultures. We do the maps and things like that. And we try to get to a map as much as we can. If we're talking about something, not everything we do is extremely formal. Some of it is informal and informal. And so therefore we are going through it as we can, or as we see fit. It might not even be a school day and we're talking about something. I always have a map hanging up so that we can point to things and talk about them and things like that. And so if he wants to learn about it, we get on YouTube and we look up that area. I think that's something that homeschoolers and public schoolers, for that matter, need to be used to, learning all the time for the sake of learning. That's really important. So anyways, so I read these out loud, and he joins us for the read out louds, and he enjoys them a lot. And then any special things that we have to do, he gets to be a part of that for history. History is pretty light for us this year, except for our reading. And it's just been a great way to go into history. And occasionally, because he really does like this book, we'll break out this one, because he loves history. He's really big into history. But I try to keep younger grades pretty simple to start with, and it's just kind of going as we go, besides what we do at co-ops. That way I'm making sure that reading, writing, arithmetic is really honed in. So that's really important for me. So most of our time is spent reading, writing, arithmetic. That's most of our time. For science, so he does co-ops, and he has 4 co-op classes. He has a science class that is with this company, but not this book. Because I'm recording and my son has my car, and he has taken, my 3rd grader left his backpack in the car for 2 weeks now. Didn't know it. Anyways, we are using Apologia, and he loves this book too, but we're doing the animal one right now, and he does that with co-op. The teacher is great. She sends videos out. We read it. We do. There's a notebook that go with it. I was hoping to show that to you guys too, but it's all gone right now. So that's been a really cool thing. So that was a way we could add science in where it wasn't overwhelming for me, but he loves keeping up. And that book, it's a range. So you know, it's different ranges. So he does, in co-ops, he does his science animal class, and then he does a cooking class as well. It's a baking class. And then he does life skills. I actually teach that class. And he does sign language, American Sign Language class. So most of his classes obviously are electives except for one. And so we wanted to have science or history. I would have probably preferred history, but the science has been really great. We've loved it. And Apologia for the younger ones. I mean, I've loved the Young Explorers series. I think they're great. They're fun. They're colorful. There's a lot of content, but I'm always big with, you know, where a lot of times people get overwhelmed with all the content, but you don't have to use all the content. But thank God it's there if you want to use it. You can scale back if you like, you know, and so it's been really nice. Another elective he has is coding. And so this is Osmo, and, this is Osmo, and it's a program that you use with your iPad. It might work with any tablet, I don't know, but it works with an iPad. You stick it on, and then they have these things you use to code. And he's enjoyed that. We have fallen off the wagon some with these just because it's starting to get to the point where he needs mommy's help or daddy's help, because daddy's much more better at coding than I am. But yeah, they're really cool, and it really works on reasoning and what's that? Logistically thinking. And so it's been really cool. So he uses that, and it's not like hardcore, like, did you do your coding? It's like, let's do coding, okay, you know. And so he does that, and then he likes watching educational videos. It's a thing he really likes to learn a lot. So I don't really struggle with him in the inspired to learn. That's not an issue. And then we do group time together, and for group time, we have different things that we do. Currently, he does Awanas. So he does, on Wednesday nights, he goes to Awanas, and he has scriptures he has to learn, and then they send home a book as well that he reads, and we answer questions, and so that's part of his Bible study. But that one we do separate. We do one together, and right now we're watching What's in the Bible with Buck Denver. If you haven't watched it, I suggest you do it. It's a blessing to anyone who watches it. It's a really cool series, and so he watches that. We talk about it. We do it as a family. And that changes though throughout the year. Our Bible study things changes throughout the year. This is just something we're doing. So I kind of have a special thing for group time every time. January, we will start back up in African American studies. And so typically what we do is I find someone that we want to learn about, or a time in history or something like that. We watch some videos, we read some books or something like that, and then we talk about it, we discuss it, and we may do that over a series of a couple weeks, you know, for that person or that time period. I try not to separate the history because I just don't think that's necessary. African American history is everybody's history. I mean, it's all American history, but I try to also give them, I think it's important that every family teaches about their family heritage, so we do go more in depth. And then throughout the years, because their father has a lot of different nationalities, he's mixed with a lot of different nationalities, we will go through the other ones and pick out different ones throughout. So I think that's going to be fun. We did a thing where we took stars and put on the map everywhere where my husband was from, me and my husband's ancestors were from. And so they were really impressed to see these stars all over the place on the map. And that was a really good time. So we try to do fun things like that. Also, I forgot to get that book, but we do, again, not formal, very informal nature study. We see animals, because Texas has so many wonderful animals here. And we've just enjoyed learning about them, learning about the plants. One of our favorite things to do is morning walks and to check out what vegetation or plant we're finding, and then go to the Picture This app and learn what plant it is. Is it edible? Is it an herb? And what it's for? And so that's been really fun. Also, being that we have chickens and cows and dogs, they get to learn a lot of things about that, and they help with that. So that's all a part of school, and to me, you know, and so that's kind of where we do it. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's what I'm using for my third grader. That's how we school. Like I said, it's a variety of things, and I'll just, you know, break it down. We use Rebecca for language arts. We use currently teaching textbooks for math. We use Sunlight for history, and we use Apologia for science. And then we have our little electives through co-ops and things that we just do around the house and things like that. And it's a pretty simple one. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the comments section below. I'll be happy to answer them for you. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe. You know you want to. Go ahead and do it. If you'd like to talk to Lavonda and I, consult with us about homeschooling, there's a link down below in the description box as well. Don't forget to look for that review that I will be doing on teaching textbooks in January. And we have a surprise for you guys coming up in January too. So don't forget to stay tuned. Thanks a lot. Bye.